We've shown you the schedule for USC in 2021. Now we're going to give you a projected record for the Trojans based off of this schedule. And I want to make it very clear that this is not a prediction. Our official prediction is still months away. It's simply a projection based off of the general odds that I would put for each game on the schedule, based off of what Vegas would do, what the FBI would do, things like that, and just kind of what we expect each team to do. We kind of group teams into categories, into tiers, if you will, and then give a projection based off of that. So let's go through the schedule now, and first let's look at the schedule here. They were 4-1 last year. Let's look at the scale that we're going to be using. So games that are in white will be 50-50 games, 41 to 59%. Games where it really could go either way. Less than 10% in red, 10 to 25% in orange, 26 to 40% in yellow, 60 to 74% in purple, 75 to 90 in blue. More than 90%, it'll be in green. And that's what you'll notice here with USC. They don't have any green games. They don't have any, guaranteed wins. They don't have any really easy wins. But they have some games in that 75 to 90% category, games where they're going to be favored by double digits. Yeah, a couple opponents that you would not have wanted to play last year, but it maybe won't be quite as bad this year. And I'm talking about San Jose State and BYU. Obviously, last year, this game would not be in the blue for BYU, but BYU loses a ton. Again, they return less production than any other team in the entire FBS. They just don't have hardly any production coming back. So that's a game that USC should be able to win, unless BYU just reloads. And BYU has not been a team that's known to reload. This should be a win for USC. It's a team that only brings back 47% of their offense and only 16% of their defense. So yes, this is a game that USC should be able to win. San Jose State, I know they had a great year last year, and there's a reason I didn't put this game in the green, but I think it's in the blue here. USC just a much more talented team. And then Arizona. Arizona's kind of been that team that's fallen to the bottom of the Pac-12. It's a home game for USC. I know the game was fairly close last year. But Arizona doesn't really bring a whole lot back this year anyway, so I think USC should be able to win that game. You got 3 wins there that are not guaranteed wins, but games that USC should win. It would be a pretty big upset if they were to lose any of those matchups. And then we go into the purple, the 60 to 74% range. These are games where I think USC is going to be favored by 6, 7, 8 points, somewhere in that range, about a touchdown. And the majority of the schedule for USC, or not the majority, but a lot of the schedule here for USC does land in this purple category. Stanford, Washington State, Oregon State, Colorado, and Cal. Stanford is really falling off right now. I don't really expect them to be a good again this year. Washington State brings back a lot of production, but still, I don't know if this is a team that I would really give. They have a chance. These games in purple, USC could lose these games, any of these games, but I just think they're going to be favored. They're going to be clear favorites by a touchdown or so. Oregon State's in this category, Colorado, Cal. I know Colorado was good last year. I think that was a little bit of a fluke. Not saying they were a bad team, but I don't really have Colorado at the top of the Pac-12 South this year. I think they're maybe mid-tier team, a mid-tier team in that division. So these 5 games for me are games that USC has a great chance to win. If things go their way, they take care of business. They should be able to win these matchups. And I've only got one game here where I think USC will be a clear underdog. That's on the road at Notre Dame. And I don't know for sure if I would even put this in the yellow. I did on the Notre Dame video, so I'm going to stick with that. It is on the road. Notre Dame is still proven that they are a better program than USC right now. They've been more consistent. They've been able to do it pretty much year in and year out. I know they've had a few rough years, but there's a team that just went to the college football playoff last year. I'm going to give them a slight advantage, but it's in the yellow. Again, that's a game that USC can win. And then you've got 3 more games here. Utah, Arizona State, and UCLA. These are your 50-50 games. These are the games that could go either way. These are the games that are going to determine what kind of season USC has in 2021. Utah is a team with a lot of experience coming back, bringing in some transfers. That's going to be a tough matchup. I think Utah has a chance to be really good this year. Arizona State, another team that I think is going to be at the top there in the Pac-12 South. So those 2 games are going to be big. Also, UCLA. Don't count out this team. UCLA is a team that also brings back a lot of production. They're actually number 2 in the country. Number 2 in the country in returning production. 95% of their offense, 88% of their defense. This could be a dangerous team, a team that maybe sneaks up on some people this year. So that's a game that I think could go either way. Utah, Arizona State, UCLA. These are the toss-ups. These are the 50-50 games. So what's the projection for USC? What we do, we take the blue and the green and count those as wins. We have 3 wins here. Then we average out the other games using 40% for the yellow, 50% for the white, 60% for the purple. All of those games are not, right there at that percentage. But that's just the formula that we use. It's a very conservative approach to this. Very conservative. Leaning towards, more 50-50. And when we do that for USC, the projection does come out to just 8-4. So despite the fact that they're going to be favored in probably 8 of their 12 games, the projection only comes out to 8-4, meaning they're probably, the 3 50-50 games here, they're probably going to win 1 or 2 of those, but they're also probably going to lose 1 or 2 of the games in purple. I mean, when you've got 5 games that you're favored by about a touchdown, it's very hard to win all 5 of those games. I mean, it's hard to win 4 of those 5 games. And so when you average all these numbers out, again, the projection for USC comes out to 8-4. They have a great opportunity to do much better than this. The schedule sets up in a way where they will have a chance. I mean, really, if you go just game by game, they'll have a chance to go undefeated. They can beat everyone on the schedule, but the odds would just tell you that they're going to lose some of these games against teams where they're not huge favorites. And so, again, the projection for USC, 8-4 in 2021.